Coming up next on the season 15 premiere of Making Moves. We'll hear from a local developer why transit is a key component on 2 new downtown housing developments.
We really like the idea of Jacksonville Transportation Center being so close to give our residents a variety of options for transportation.
Local firefighters get up close with the latest transportation technology to make sure they're ready for any emergency.
We're looking for where our hazards are, where our shutoffs are, how we're going to mitigate a situation should one arise on these buses when they're traveling in the streets.
Transit returns full-time to Murray Hill, and changes to the Ready Ride service at the beach highlight JTA's latest service updates.
We are excited at this point in time to be able to bring service to the Murray Hill area. It is the Route 14B, and it's really going to be connecting folks in the Murray Hill area directly to downtown, which is going to be a huge convenience for everybody in that area.
And JTA Cares joins Pink Ribbon Jax to promote the importance of mammograms in fighting breast cancer.
JTA is such a philanthropic organization in the sense of bringing the community together and making sure that a diverse population of people are taken care of.
The season 15 premiere of Making Moves starts right now.
Hello and welcome to the season 15 premiere of Making Moves. I'm Bill Milnes. I'm so glad to have you join us today as we kick off our historic 15th season. It's hard to believe we've been on the air now for 172 episodes. I know many of you have been with us from the beginning, and we are so grateful for that. We have many more great stories to share with you today, including why a local developer is choosing to build near transit stations and how local firefighters are learning how to safely manage transit technology of the future. But before we get to that, let's take a look back at some of the amazing stories from season 14, courtesy of Making Moves videographer Jeffrey Leeser. JTA officials recently celebrated the completion of its most recent upgrade. This latest $7 million project included new customer amenities and safety upgrades.
It allowed us to do something that I think the JTA is very passionate about, and that is expanding, the mobility options that we provide to the communities.
In what has become an annual tradition, the JTA Cares team has once again helped make Thanksgiving special for the families at the Sulzbacher Village on the city's north side.
This is, I believe, our 4th year doing this great project, and it just gives us an opportunity to let people know that we are more than buses. We are people, and we care about people.
The CARES team also pitched in to help distribute food to the needy during the annual Farm Share Thanksgiving event. Thousands of pounds of food distributed to more than 1,500 families to help make a difference in the community. Automation is not the only area where JTA is addressing the future right now. Each year, dozens of college students join JTA for several weeks during the summer to get real-world experience in their particular field and have a chance to learn more about what JTA does.
JTA's internship program is very diverse. We have interns spread out throughout the agency in maintenance, operations, IT, procurement, finance, and even in HR. So they have the opportunity to experience all aspects of the Transportation Authority. So having an internship that can actually progress throughout the year and not just the summer is truly a way you start developing your workforce.
Public transit needs two key things to work: vehicles and people. That's what makes transit-oriented development, or TOD, so important to transit systems across the country. In its simplest terms, TOD is business or residential development designed at or near transit stations. Here in Jacksonville, JTA has been ramping up its efforts to connect some of its surplus properties with interested developers who see the benefits of having transit as part of their projects. Case in point, the KIPP School of Jacksonville that opened on Gulf Air Boulevard a year ago. What was once a vacant JTA lot has since been activated with hundreds of students, along with a First Coast Flyer Green Line station on site. Making Moves talked with one local developer who understands the benefits of TOD and now has two projects in the works in the downtown area that are both building around transit.
This tree-filled lot on Jacksonville's Southbank and adjacent to the Kings Avenue Skyway Station, bus hub, and parking garage will soon be a 340-unit Class A apartment complex called Artea. The location of the development is no accident. The lot is owned by the JTA and was being offered for development by the authority. Local developer Corner Lot Development Group chose that location specifically because of the public transit connection.
We have a great relationship with JTA. Our first project that we've done with them is RTA on the Southbank. It's come along wonderfully. They've been a great partner, worked with us through COVID and the various issues that came about with that, with the delays, and they understand it, they get it. Their goal is to increase ridership and get people to use their public facilities, and our goal is to get our people to their public facilities. So our goals are aligned, and we figured let's partner up and figure out a way to accomplish both objectives. And it's been fabulous, and we're looking to do more projects in the future with JTA.
Residents of RTA will have direct access to both the Skyway and the Kings Avenue parking garage. Meanwhile, site work on another corner lot project has already begun.
Johnson Commons is a 91-unit townhome community set in an urban environment right near the Jacksonville Transportation Authority's main headquarters in the part of town called LaVilla.
Corner Lot's Chief Operating Officer, George Leone, says the company's interests in the LaVilla neighborhood had a lot to do with the rich history of the area, as much as it did for the JTA when it chose to build both the new inner-city bus terminal for Greyhound and its own headquarters and regional transportation center here.
LaVilla has a deep history in Jacksonville where James Weldon Johnson lived at one time. It's adjacent to the Lift Every Voice and Sing Park, as well as some blues history from way back when there was a train that connected Jacksonville to New Orleans. That's part of it that not many people know about, so we're excited to try and get these history out there that people can come to learn and appreciate as we do.
Leone says the target audience for the 2- and 3-bedroom townhouses is small families and professionals who want to live in an upscale urban environment. He calls Johnson Commons a modern version of Old LaVilla. And Leone says having transit options like the Skyway directly across the street make it the perfect location.
What drew us to it is the area. We really like the history of LaVilla and everything that comes with that. We like the trajectory that LaVilla's on with the new development that's coming in. We really like the idea of Jacksonville Transportation Center being so close. To give our residents a variety of options for transportation.
The philosophy at Corner Lot makes doing transit-oriented developments with JTA a natural fit. Building developments where residents can work, live, and play without the confines of having a vehicle.
It is an integral part of making our city connected. And having our residents who live in one part of the city being able to easily connect to another part of the city without the use of a personal vehicle minimizes parking, street parking that can be used for green spaces and activity spaces. Transit-oriented development communities that you see around the country just have a healthier lifestyle.
In LaVilla, Victoria Gutierrez, JTA Making Moves.
Welcome back. Technological advancements in transportation like autonomous, CNG, and electric vehicles also mean changes on how those vehicles are serviced. And if there's an emergency with one of the vehicles, what do the first responders do if they don't know what's under the hood? Well, Making Moves senior correspondent Eugene Lindsay answers that question for us as he takes us to training sessions with Jacksonville Fire and Rescue, where they got an up-close and personal look at some of the newer technology.
Several members of the Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department recently converged on the JTA's operations and maintenance facility, but not because something catastrophic had occurred, but instead to gain knowledge and insight so first responders are better prepared should an emergency ever happen aboard any of JTA's transit vehicles. In recent years, JTA has deployed many new mass transit vehicles that are both high-tech and fuel-efficient, but this new technology means that an emergency could pose new challenges for those on the front line.
We're looking for where our hazards are, where our shutoffs are, how we're going to mitigate a situation should one arise on these buses when they're traveling in the streets.
Here's another proximity sensor. We're going down the road and this door opens, bus shuts off.
And JTA's veteran journeyman technician Michael Paskanik made certain these first responders understood exactly how these transit vehicles are powered.
We basically went over if there is an incident with one of our buses, how to isolate our low voltage and our high voltage power that's contained on the bus, the components that control them, their locations, We went over our charging system.
With compressed natural gas and electric-powered vehicles making up a large portion of the transit fleet, the design and build of these buses are a lot different than in years past.
On this side, I can show you the sides of the battery packs and also the sides of the junction box.
And having this kind of exposure and knowledge about these massive vehicles can save both time and lives.
EV buses are carrying a lot of power. Something that we're really concerned about, that we got to make sure we don't cut a wrong wire. If we have an extrication and we have to cut the vehicle up, we got to make sure we don't cut the wrong wire and kill one of our guys. These batteries are larger, they're more powerful, they're more volatile. It's a learning process for us at this time, but it's just a matter of time before we're dealing with it in the streets, with fires, with accidents and everything like that.
And that's why Proswimmer and these first responders say they welcome this opportunity to learn and be prepared.
You can read in a book 1,000 times about how to do something. It's not until you visually see it and put your hands on it that you really truly understand it a lot better and are able to comprehend it. So that is super invaluable to us.
In Jacksonville, Eugene Lindsay, JTA Making Moves.
JTA has a service change scheduled to start on Monday, October 10th. And as we told you on our last show, the new 14B route in the Murray Hill area will switch to its full schedule. The full bus fare will also go into effect on that day. The current beaches and Mayport Ready Ride zones will be combined to better serve the north-south travel demand. Passengers will now be able to reach all 4 beach communities, Mayport, Atlantic, Neptune, and Jacksonville Beach, without transferring or scheduling multiple zone pickups. Also on the 10th, run times on some bus routes will be changing. Weekdays, routes 1, 3, 8, 13, 14, and 19 will see some adjustments. On Saturdays, the First Coast Flyer blue and red lines will adjust, as will routes 3, 10, 14, 17, and 19. And if you ride on Sunday, expect runtime adjustments on routes 1, 3, 10, 14, and 19. Runtime adjustments will allow the buses to better adhere to its scheduled pickup times. All routes' operational times remain the same, as do its pickup frequency. If your bus runs every 30 minutes, it will stay at 30 minutes. But it should run more efficiently and offer better on-time performance. Ready Ride, JTA's popular on-demand service, recently expanded to 15 zones throughout Jacksonville. Now JTA is considering expanding the service by adding a new, more immediate travel option. The proposed option would be called Ready Ride Plus. Much like JTA's Connection Plus service, the on-demand, door-to-door Ready Ride Plus would also allow customers to schedule a trip with a significantly shorter notice than the standard service for a slightly higher fare. JTA's top transit official says the initial Ready Ride Plus service would likely start in the University Zone later this year. We'll have more details as the service gets closer to becoming operational. If you ever thought it would be a great idea to have all of JTA's mobile applications in one single app, well then we have some exciting news for you. Later this month, JTA will release its all-new and improved My JTA mobile app. The new My JTA will help you travel your way. You can select various trip planning options, including any or all travel methods. Depending on your device type, you can pay with either Google or Apple Pay or through a credit card. You will also be able to redeem coupons for fare promotions, report emergencies, and receive service alerts. Additional features are planned for a Phase 2 rollout. Anyone who downloads the app for the October 24th launch will receive a free 1-month pass. The app will be available in your phone's app store. You may remember back in June, we announced that JTA's marketing and communications team had won 3 first-place awards from the American Public Transportation Association. The authority was one of only 3 agencies in all of North America to win 3 first-place awards. Now this news out of APTA's Washington, D.C. headquarters. One of those awards for JTA's Wellness on Wheels campaign has been chosen as APTA Grand Prize winner. The Grand Prize is chosen as the best of the best among all of the first-place award-winning entries. It is the most prestigious industry honor a transit agency can win in marketing and communications. The Wellness on Wheels was a huge team effort. featuring a mix of broadcast, video, print, and digital components. JTA officials will receive the grand prize at APTA's annual conference next week in Seattle. Welcome back to Making Moves. The people of JTA care about the Jacksonville community. Each year, staff contributes to help local nonprofits through its annual giving campaign. Its DBE program assists small businesses in getting ahead, and the JTA Cares initiative has provided clothing to those who are without, so they can go to a job interview or maybe start a new career. JTA is once again partnering with Pink Ribbon Jax to raise awareness about the need for mammograms as a way to help identify and prevent breast cancer.
We're doing a variety of things to help get the message out into the community. JTA is such a philanthropic organization in the sense of bringing the community together and making sure that a diverse population of people are taken care of. We're not asking people for money. We're saying, how many mammograms do you want to fund? $10 each, 30 people, that's a mammogram. So that people see that the dollars they donate actually equal lives, because being able to treat is being able to survive. So if caught early, it's 98% treatable, which equals survivable.
Several women, including the current chair of the JTA board, Ari Jolly, have had to fight the disease and know the importance of getting a mammogram.
I noticed in something that didn't feel quite right, and I went to get checked in January of 2016, and much to my surprise, I was informed that I had stage 2 breast cancer, and when that happens, it changes your world. You realize it's a disease that is treatable, but the outcome is never certain. And I remember thinking at the time that I'd been 2 years since I'd had my mammogram. And if I'd only had my mammogram every year the way I should have, maybe it would have been stage 1, and the treatment course would have been very different.
My early detection came up for me as going my regular routine mammogram visit. And I was called back for a breast biopsy. And that's through my regular checkup. And I advise everyone to do your regular checkups, your mammograms, your annual physicals. That matters.
Pink Ribbon Jax is celebrating its 16th year of raising funds for breast cancer research. Since 2006, PRJ has raised over $2.5 million to help the fight against breast cancer, all of it staying right here in Jacksonville. If you would like to join the fight and contribute, you can donate by visiting their website at pinkribbonjax.org. And that wraps up our first show here in season 15. We thank you for joining us and hope you'll join us again next time. Now, if you'd like to watch any of our shows again, we welcome you to check out our YouTube channel. A direct link to our YouTube page is available at jtafla.com. For the entire Making Moves team, I'm Bill Milnes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.